just smoke every now and then. Like, what does that even mean every now and then? Like, do you smoke every day, like once a week? Like, what does that even mean? Hey guys, it's Davey here, and it's currently day 191. I hope you guys had an amazing day, and I do hope you guys are doing better than yesterday. But today I could be pretty happy with myself. I'm pretty proud because I picked myself back up from pretty a low place since yesterday. Right? Yesterday wasn't my ideal day. I squandered my day away yesterday. I watched 5 movies, so it definitely wasn't the best day. However, the one thing that I could take away as a positive from yesterday was that I didn't beat myself down. I didn't scroll. I wasn't frustrated. I wasn't anxious. Matter of fact, I didn't even worry when I went to sleep. I just told myself, David, you done what is done, and what is done is undone, right? You're going to sleep so that tomorrow can be a better day. And today has been a better day. Today has improved. In what way? Well, first of all, I didn't jump over the fence completely. I still watched 2 movies. Although better than five, it is still watching movies, right? It is still a bad habit. And to some people, that may be a big improvement. And yes, it is an improvement. However, to me, and quite frankly, to myself, it may not truly be how I wanted my day to turn out because people say, or some people say, that to quit a bad habit, it may be better off if you just ease off over time, right? Instead of going cold turkey, it is better to just ease off. And what I believe is, I don't think that works. Why? Because if we're talking about a smoker, if we're talking about a alcoholic or someone who does drugs, right? Although don't do any of those things, but as an example, to be sober, and sober means to me that you don't touch those things ever again, right? So you're not necessarily sober if you're still drinking a bit, or still smoking a bit, or still doing a bit of partying then, right? It's not sober, right? To That's still being unsober. So you're not quitting the bad habit essentially. And from experience and from what I had gone through and the people I had talked to also, those people who do a little bit every day tends to pedestal that activity as the prize. What do I mean by that? They'll be working, of course, they'll be doing their day-to-day activities, but they're almost working just towards that pedestal behavior, that bad behavior that they are trying to quit. But because they are limited to it, they are working towards that. So instead of working to find happiness, to find themselves within, they are working around their day for just that next hit of dopamine. So in my experience and what I believe in, I don't think that works. I think to go sober, to just quit a bad habit, is to go cold turkey. It's not look back. And what has worked for me, and what has continuously to work for me every time I do go back to a bad habit, is to just fill your day up with tasks, right? It doesn't matter if you're still uncertain with what you want to do, or you're a bit lost, or you have no passion or purpose. Waiting, in an essence, is hindering yourself from finding your purpose, right? Waiting in uncertainty makes you become distracted. It makes you find other vices to find that pleasure, to find that dopamine hit, because you certainly won't get handed your purpose by waiting. You're waiting, and you're just waiting. You're just staying at ground zero, not moving up or moving down. But you will be moving down because you are waiting for someone to hand you everything, right? But that's not going to happen. If you're going to wait, you're going to be waiting for a long time. And the chances are, when the opportunity is presented to you, you have been waiting for so long, you're legit brain dead, right? You'll miss the opportunity because you have distracted yourself from actually gaining any experience when you could have, by keeping yourself very busy. Now, keeping yourself busy doesn't necessarily mean you have to find work you enjoy, or a profession you enjoy, or like a course you like to study. Keeping yourself busy just means literally keeping yourself busy, doing anything to the fullest. It doesn't matter if you suck at it. It doesn't matter if you're bad at it. It doesn't even matter if you don't know how to do anything. Just keep yourself busy to gain some experience. The work you produce may be unsatisfactory, right? People may not totally think you're competent, but at least you're learning something by giving it your all. And that's keeping yourself busy. And the chances are, if you just do that, not only won't you have time to go back to your old behaviors or go back to your old vices, but you're also becoming a better person than tomorrow. Because when you do nothing, when you wait, you're not improving, right? When you wait in uncertainty, you're just regressing because you're definitely not improving because you're waiting in uncertainty. And because of your uncertain, you're scared to do anything. And what this leads to is you finding any other quick pleasures, you're finding any other quick instant gratifications. And I've been there, and honestly, yesterday I had been there again, right? I was, although not uncertain, I just didn't want to do anything. And that leads you to regress. If not, that just makes you stay at ground zero. But eventually, over time, you're going to regress. People will catch up to you because some people, and the people who do catch up to you, they are not uncertain. Although they may be uncertain, but they're keeping themselves busy as heck. So, one lesson and very important lesson is just to keep your hands full, right? Just to keep your hands full so you don't have time to look back at your past. Because if you want to quit anything, and if you want to start any good habits, you just have to go all in. Although the take a step at a time mentality does work, and it certainly has worked for me. And I do believe people who are scared or people who are very unconfident, like their self confidence is destroyed, a small step goes a long way. But eventually, you're going to have to take that small step into big heights. So, because here's the thing, if you take small steps, eventually the steps you take, you're going to get comfortable at a certain stage, right? For example, if you're outreaching for a business, right? Obviously, when you start, you're supposed to do like five or whatever, right? Just to get the trains rolling. But eventually, you're going to hit like a mediocre number and you're going to get comfortable with that because anything more is pushing yourself to sacrifice things you like to do. Because at this stage, let's just all agree that if you're doing a little bit at a time, you still have time to watch TV, you still have time to go on YouTube, you still have time to browse social media. So you have not yet eliminated all your bad habits, but doing a little bit at a time definitely is better than doing nothing at all. But eventually, when you get comfortable, you are faced with a dilemma whether you want to drop this habit or improve on this habit, but sacrifice more things that you find pleasurable now. And sometimes people still don't want to sacrifice their bad behaviors. They don't want to sacrifice going on social media. They don't want to sacrifice watching movies because that is what they find enjoyable. So a small step at a time does work, but eventually you have to overcome letting things go eventually anyways. So going full force, just keeping yourself busy will cut the bad behavior right away. It will give you time to improve on everything else but that. So try it. And if that works for you, that works for you. But what hasn't worked and what has never worked for me is to ease off on my bad habits, is to ease off on anything negative in my life because that's not necessarily breaking a habit, right? You're still performing it just in small doses. And anyone who drinks a little bit is still a drinker. Everyone who smokes a little bit is still a smoker. Like I'm sure you guys have that type of friend who say, I just smoke every now and then. Like, what does that even mean every now and then? Like, do you smoke every day, like once a week? Like, what does that even mean? You're still a smoker, right? You don't just smoke every now and then. You're a smoker. So you either quit or you don't. But this is all I really want to talk about. I hope you guys learned something from this. But if not, like always, I'll be here for you guys tomorrow. But until then, good night.